Welcome to Planet Pluto Shoot.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Whoop, whoop. Tango, tango, tango. Hey, hey. What's happening, blacks? How you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, a.k.a. Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct from Cleveland, Ohio, right here. And y'all know who it is over there, right? It's my BMF, my homegirl, my PNC. That's partner in cosmetology, that is the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle, and she is kicking the ballistics over in sunny San Diego, California, which, by the way, California is on the hearts and minds of the entire universe. I'm not familiar with the Palisades area except for what I've seen on TV. So to those of us, sure, that don't know much about, are you familiar with that area by any chance?
I am, but it's so far away from me.
It's really so far away. So is it true that it's where like a lot of millionaires and the fancy homes and all that stuff, like, you know, just trying to get a feel for that, you know, the community.
Those are a lot of upper middle class, and also I didn't hear about Beverly Hills, but yeah, it's I'm sure it's quite devastating. Yeah, it's quite devastating.
Oh, it's close to Beverly Hills. Okay, I don't know the California terrain, so excuse my ignorance there, but I know that it's just. Yeah, it's definitely you know, it's on the heart.
Too close for comfort. It's too close.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, and so just, you know, watching, you know, everybody, you know, just, you know, praying for the best. I mean, those wildfires are very serious, and so I did hear that the first responders was just like overwhelmed between the wind and the fire, and it was just like it was impossible for them to try to save those homes, and that it had not rained, hence climate change. And we know, you know, you got some people that are like, I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist or anything like that, or a climatologist, if there's such a person. But I believe climate change is real. What do you think, Cheryl?
I mean, it would have to be. I mean, I you know, I don't want to be vulgar, but I mean, there's just more than just the environment that is the issue. I mean, people can be not biodegradable, just their decisions in terms of corporations. And so I mean, nature and the environment in the ecosystems can only take so much. I mean, when you,
I think when we think of, you know, Mother Nature, I think we think infinite, like, you know, Mother Nature can handle anything, you know?
Yeah. And
you're saying,
well, you know, it has infinite resources. The problem is that will those resources be good to you, good for you, or will they be ruined? So let's just say if you had infinite water, but if you had the water started to becoming bad or poisonous, you know what I mean? You have infinite land mass and air, but what if the air quality becomes bad? In there is the problem.
Right. Yeah, I just think I think people just kind of take for granted that the water's always going to be there. that, it's just going to be there, like, I'm pretty cool, and we don't realize that as humans, there are things that we could do to make, living with, Mother Nature, a
And
lot.
I will say, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but California really actually doesn't have a water problem. It has
Hmm,
a aggregation problem.
hmm,
You notice the crops that make money don't have a shortage.
hmm.
California is a big producing state. So it depends on the North Californians need to make sure that they, it's always been that issue. But once
Hmm.
again, the North and South is always fighting, no matter what geographical area it is.
The Yankees and Confederates.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's just, welcome to the America.
Yep.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. Oh well, but anywho, guys, we are 70 episodes in, and we are more than excited. If you are a barber or an aspiring barber, all right, maybe you looking for a barber, then we have the ultimate podcast for you. If you are not familiar with our platform, welcome to Planet Pluto Pseudo. This particular platform is geared specifically to licensed barber and beauty professionals, as well as the students, the faculty, school owners, and all of our partners in the barber and beauty industry, including our hair aficionados in the chat. I might as well go ahead on and, do some hand clapping for them, because they always down rocking it out with us. We see our homegirl LB is always in the chat.
Hey.
What's up, LB? How you doing, LB? We see WK is in the chat. What's happening? Hi, okay. We see Ronchina is in the chat.
Oh, sure.
All right, on Instagram, we got Instructor Ross. We got Patricia Chef Life. Okay. Also, it's going good, sure. We got we got S for H Success. All right. And then last but not least, we got GFRC.
Come on in. Come on.
Y'all coming through. Y'all coming through for the wonderful, wonderful podcast tonight. You guys are gonna love it. Because as promised, every month we have a theme. This year, our theme is all about the year of success. And so once a month, we have who joins us once a month. Now, if you're new, we just got to let you guys know what's happening right here on America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. And this is the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. And again, you have just landed on Planet Pluto Pseudo. So step off your motherships and take me through your leader. Y'all gotta check out that song. It's the dopest song on the planet. I promise you. If you Google right here on YouTube, Take Me to Your Leader, you're gonna love that song. I'm an alien. Especially if you like house music, all right? But once a month, we're gonna have what? Dr. Joy Scott, or who rather. She's the health nutritionist. And so she's gonna be joining us once a month. She was already on, but she'll be back rocking it out with us in February. And again, this month, this year, is the year of success. And so what better way to kick the year off of success than with barber, cosmetology, skincare students. So every Thursday, we got a couple of Thursdays left, we're going to have students from around Ohio, wherever we can find them. I've emailed, they're responding. We have students like in the queue, like I want to be selected. And so you guys are going to get the opportunity to hear from the future of our industry, because Cheryl and I, we believe in the future. We are the rewind. We are not the new what's happening. Now, this new guest that we are about to bring in, she is a student of the prestigious. And when I say prestigious, what's up, Patricia? I mean prestigious. What's going on, Mabel Red? LaBarberia Institute of Hair. And if you have not been to Cheryl,
Yo. They don't know.
Tell them about Laura Clementa.
Man, I mean, it's in fact, it's huge. Actually,
it's huge. It's got skincare next to it.
Yeah, I was.
What do you think about the students when you went? Because sure, when we did our first Afro Hair Summit, they were beyond supportive. And what did you think about the eagerness and so many students?
But well, and not only that, I mean, just that is like a room full of future millionaires. That's all I can say.
Okay. Future, and I'm telling y'all, if you live in the greater Cleveland area, if you don't mind driving an hour or two, or maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever direction you're coming from, I will put my entire career. It is worth taking a visit to the LaBarberia Institute of Hair. And we are very excited and honored to have one of their students. Her name is Katiana Santana, but we call her Kati. And she's going to share with us her barber school experience. And so we want you guys to get your questions ready. You might have a loved one who's thinking about going to barber school, any age, it doesn't matter, okay? So she's going to share with us her barber school experience, her passion, all this wonderful stuff, because everybody says bad things about the new barbers. Tell them what they be saying about the new barbers. Just give them the top 3 things.
Well, you're going to have to help me out because
Go ahead, just pick 3 things people be saying about the new barbers.
They ain't got no work ethic.
They ain't got no work ethics. They always talking about new barbers have no work. Where my new barbers?
Wait. They ain't got no black excellence.
They ain't got no black excellence. You hear that? Okay. Then the other one.
They don't have that. They ain't got no fundamentals.
They ain't no fundamentals. They charge too much. They want $30, $40 for a haircut.
You know what I mean? They're not paying attention.
All right. Okay.
You got to take out a loan just to get a haircut. We
got a real barber in the chat. Real Roots is in Real Roots. You know what they saying about these barbers. What's up, my big brother Shan?
What's going on?
He can tell you a thing or two of what they say about barbers. So we're going to go ahead on. Where's she at? There she is. She's up there. Okay, we're going to get ready, and we want you guys to put your hands together. We are about to bring in the wonderful student of LaBarberia. Let me get my little cue thing. I'm still trying to get used to this. All right. I know what y'all got to do, right? When we bring her in, don't be shy. Y'all get your hand clap emojis together. I don't care what platform you're on, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Put your hand clap emojis as we bring in the one and only Mr. Kati. Here she go right here. Oh, she's coming through. Where'd she go? Hold on. There she is.
Hello.
Here we go one more time.
Thank you.
She like, hold on. She like, yeah. Here's with them hand claps. Y'all got your little studio up in here, girl. We be paying for this StreamYard. Hey, if you're doing the podcast, y'all better get this StreamYard. They ain't paying me to say it, but this StreamYard is kind of dope because me and Cheryl be working this little StreamYard. So, Kati, thank you so much for taking time out with your hair is everything.
Thank you.
Can I drop the bomb right quick for that Afro?
Yeah.
Can I do it, Cheryl?
Yeah. Drop the bomb for that Afro.
Drop the bomb for. Here we go. One more time. Here you go. That Afro is like the bomb. Okay.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure.
Okay. Now do I hear an accent a little bit? Do you have
a little bit? Yeah, I'll be told often.
Okay. Now.
All right. What? Okay, so
where's the accent from?
I'm from Florida, but a lot of people tell me I sound like I'm from like New York or something like that.
Yeah. You got to get R's.
She had that.
R's are not pronounced, boy.
She had that low, that flow rider.
I like to say maybe I'm a little tongue tied.
Oh, okay. You are absolutely ridiculously attractive. Okay, I mean, just stupid, oozing. All right, all right. Everybody's on Instagram. They're saying what's up. They're welcoming you over on Instagram.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
All right. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, LB, for the hand clap emojis, the real roots. Everybody, we appreciate you guys so much. So you have your LaBarberia Institute,
Yes,
representing
I
those
actually was
things.
at school.
You okay? Because I've been bugging her like, oh my gosh, I've been getting on her nerves.
It's okay.
But you see how honest she was, Cheryl.
That's okay.
Okay. That's what I love, young people.
I got it done. I made sure.
They gonna keep it 100. I'm not hanging around no old
That's
people.
okay. That's okay.
Now before I get you to talking, what I'm gonna do, I asked you to send me over a mini bio. So what I want to do is take a moment out and I want to read the mini bio that you sent to me because I thought it was absolutely wonderful. And then Cheryl may have a question for you or, get us open, get us going. And so everybody in the chat, again, we have Kati. She is a student attending the prestigious LaBarberia Institute of Hair. She's joining us tonight. She's going to share with us her barber school experience. So here is the bio straight from Kati herself. She says she is joining the barber industry has changed her life for the better. She's truly found her passion. Being a barber is more than just, did y'all hear that? Just cutting hair. Did y'all hear that? Yeah. Now she's a student and she's saying off the rip, being a barber is more than just cutting hair. You're an artist. You are a therapist all in one. You are an inspiration and you are leaving a mark on every client that sits in your chair. I think that is extremely powerful that she's going a little bit deep. It ain't that deep, but it's deep.
Yeah.
So
you feel me.
Cheryl, take it away with that wonderful bio.
What I would like to know, because I truly believe that beauty has, in the whole industry as a whole, not just barbering, because I'm a barber too, but what specific aspect, when you say it's been life-changing, right? What aspect, in your opinion, has really shifted your perspective on life? What aspect?
Honestly, I would say in every aspect you could possibly think of. Truthfully, it has made my vision so much clearer from a lot of things that I was uncertain about. I've run into a lot of uncertainties and things that I've questioned, and this is like the one thing that actually, like, my personality, my attention to detail, like I'm like a perfectionist in a way, and those things that I can all implement into one craft and still get to be funny, laugh with people, brighten their days, leave a mark on them. It's just like everything you could possibly think of in one, and you get to have tons of equipment, you get to have fun, you get to use this, like, I don't know, I just feel like you're versatile. It's beautiful.
It kind of hits every part of, okay, so if you have like a love, and you're right,
you're creative,
right?
You get to express your creativity, things like that. It's
Ladosha talk about that we're nerds, right?
Yes.
So you get to be smart. So there's a part of chemistry and there's a part of skin, and so you gotta have. So if you like gadgets, there's enough techno and technology.
Break down your peppers, adjust.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not a barber, so I'm not familiar with the breaking down of the clippers and so on and so forth. But the excitement on your face is oozing through the computer. And if anybody can relate to this young lady, please drop a heart in the chat if you have found your passion, whatever it is. But truly, she has found her passion. She took the Nestea plunge. You got to be old enough to know about the Nestea plunge.
Hell no,
Sorry,
no,
Kat.
no.
Sorry, Katya, you may not know about this.
don't
It's a
know.
tea. It's a tea. It was called Nestea, and they would just splash in the water, you know.
And they would
And
just
but you,
fall in the pool.
yeah, you have to, it's like
on
a
the-
free fall. Like they trust the process and they
Okay.
just jumped in the water, and it was called the Nestea plunge. Or as some older people might say, leap. And the net will appear. So
Yes.
here is a young lady who has definitely leaped, and the net is here. She has a community of people right here on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel that is going to support her. But in case you have just clicked in, I see a lot of people. The numbers are going up. So we see some people who are just coming into the chat. So again, welcome from Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube, and of course Instagram. So just because some of you guys have just came on through, I'm going to show a video to welcome our guest, Lady Kati. So here we go. Attending barber school takes a lot of courage. It also requires a lot of skill, passion, patience, and a desire to learn and take your skills to the next level. Welcome our new guest to the platform who's going to share with us her barber school experience. Wow. My girlfriend, my best friend just texted me and said you look like her and I'm responding like, you know what? She does. You look, I mean, yeah, when she saw some of my goddaughter, but yes. So we welcome you, and again we thank you so much for your time. And now that you've kind of, got us all warmed up to who you are and why you're doing what you're doing, we're just gonna, walk our way through these questions by using some videos. And so if you have questions for Kati, she says, yo, go ahead on and drop them. She's confident that she can answer those questions. And so we're going to start it off now. Becoming a barber, there's this thing where people just kind of feel like once you get the license, right, you don't need any more training. Ain't that right, Cheryl? Like, I got my license. Aside from those god awful CEUs that some people don't like, they'll get the continuing education. But there's a thought. There are two ways that people can become a barber. In some states, you can do an apprenticeship. And then in some states like Ohio, you can go to school. And so in this video clip, this gentleman is going to talk about apprenticeship as an option. And we come back in. I want to know your thoughts about continuing education. What do you think about the whole apprenticeship, more education after you leave school, as you talk about, where you're at now, and do you think like, I think we're going to need some more when I get up out of here. So check this video out. And again, welcome Kati. We are on our 70th episode. You're right here on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. So here's our video, apprentice or barber school. Here we go.
Barber
So you want to be a
school.
barber, but you don't know whether you want to go the apprentice route or the barber college route. I'm Porter the Barber, this Six Figure Fades. Let's talk about it. So a barber apprenticeship is essentially cutting at one shop under one licensed barber for a total of 2 years or 3,000 hours. Now the biggest pro to this is you get to make money while you learn. It's a lot more flexible than barber college, but your learning experience and learning quality is solely dependent upon the shop where you're doing your apprenticeship at. Now, barber college is just like any other school. It's a lot less flexible. You have a lot less freedom. You will be confined to a schedule, whether that's 2 days a week, 3 days a week, or every day. It does not matter. The biggest pro about barber school is it's a much more structured learning, and you get your license in 1 year or 1,000 hours. Depending on your state, sometimes 1,500 hours. Those are the biggest differences between barber college and a barber apprenticeship. Please tell me if this was helpful.
All right, so there you go. That's his take. So number one, let's get your take on would you rather apprentice under one person for an entire year, or would you rather have the diversity? He used the word confinement. He said that when you go to a barber school, the con is that when you guys are at the LaBarberia Institute of Hair, you guys are confined. And so what are your thoughts? Would you rather do under one person, or do you think the confinement, or is it confinement? Are you guys confined? Like, keep it 100.
I honestly wouldn't have it no other way. I honestly, I've learned and I've met some pretty amazing people, and I feel like sometimes you need that confinement. I mean, a lot of us tend to squirrel a lot when we're not structured and have a certain system in place. So I feel like school is like a way of basically making you dial in. Like, regardless of what you got going on in your life, you have to make this your number one priority. And yes, it's hard, but when it's something you are passionate about and you want to dedicate yourself to, you're going to make a way. And I
Mm,
feel like a year is, they fly by like nothing now. So I
mm-hmm,
feel like if you dedicate yourself in that year, a lot can change. Because me personally, the apprenticeship, as he was saying, to be somewhere for 3,000 hours with one person, what if you don't agree? What if you have a lot of things that you don't, I would feel uncomfortable. I probably wouldn't have fell in love with it the way that I had the opportunity to fall in love with it as being a student and
mm.
seeing different barbers, different cultures. I've met people from Ukraine. I've met all different, like, and I feel like that's an experience that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life.
Wow.
You know?
Cheryl, what are your thoughts about apprenticeship? She likes the, so you're saying that you're in your, now we're not saying all barber colleges, guys,
Yeah,
but at the LaBarberia Institute of Hair, you don't see it as confinement. You see it
yeah,
as a myriad of complexity, this
yeah.
hodgepodge of,
It's diversity.
okay. And Cheryl, what are your thoughts about, or do you agree with Katiana, or?
I think there should be lesser time in barber college and then do both
Mm-hmm,
because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going to because barber college is not professionalism. It's
mm-hmm,
not. I don't give a shit how much floor you get. It's
mm-hmm,
still in the school institutional energy. It's
mm-hmm.
still, and you have to remember there has to be structural. It does have to be some kind of confinement
Mm-hmm.
because state is beholden to the federal government. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
think he was speaking to like your learning experience. It's
Yeah.
like, not so much as the actual what you're
Well,
saying.
what I'm saying is they
Right.
can't help but be confined because they are there to have a set of rules and regs. They have to take them through a type of structural. They can't just teach one thing one day and then it has to go in some type of order.
Organized
And
fashion.
so I would split it a year of that and then not 3 years for the apprentice. I'm talking about 1 year of the apprentice. So you get 2 years. So you get the school
Mm-hmm.
collegiate. You go to school with your peers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You may not go to school with you may not do an apprentice with your peers. You may be the youngest one. And that's not really a good
Yeah.
thing to
Okay.
me. You know
All right.
what I mean? So yeah.
Okay. Now we also asked you, what do you think about getting that apprenticeship afterwards or continuing education? Real Root says in South Carolina. Now remember, guys, we shared with you that each state does have its own set of rules. So do not blanket Ohio across the nation. So, for example, South Carolina does not have it, but she continues to educate herself. So, what are your thoughts about continuing that education once you leave? And I know you're still in school, but are you committed to doing, like Cheryl said, a little bit apprenticeship afterwards? Or do you feel like, I could probably rock it? You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I feel like I'm always open to learn, and I feel like everybody should be like that. I feel like there's never too much information you can, you know, gather in and put into your own craft. You learn something, a little bit of something from everybody. And I
Mm,
feel like she made a great point. Like, absolutely. There's a different type of professionalism that is going to be introduced once we're into that shop atmosphere. And I feel like, yes, that is something that should be uh like a 6-month year program, like mandatory, so that we can get that structured system and see, okay, all right, now this is how we're gonna profit, how we're gonna do this, because in school we don't get that. So
Right.
that difference, that because we get tips, and that's if they want a tip. We don't charge this, so it's a whole different atmosphere. So I definitely agree with, yes. I think that would be something about a
All
year.
right.
Nice.
Well, she said we get tips. Let's take a little survey right quick because they're letting the student. I mean the students in like
Thank you.
football, like they can get paid now, right? They say,
Mhm.
okay, it's time for y'all to give us some of that money. Now I ain't gonna ask you. We just gonna ask the people in the chat. Do you guys think that the barber school should split some of that clinic floor profit with the students? All right, I'm not gonna ask her to put that answer out there, but because that's a good point. She says Cheryl just said, "Hey, let them get a little bit of both. That way, they're just got a little balance there." And then she said that could be. So, how many people in the chat said, "Yeah, I think the school should let the students get some of the money"? So, yes or no? Let's see what the chat says and why you guys are answering that. You have a compliment from my BFF in Atlanta, and she says, "Kudos to Kati. She's very well spoken and intelligent. Keep your drive, baby girl." Let's give her a
Thank you.
big round
Thank
of
you.
applause. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Yes, let's support the future because, like Cheryl and I said, we're the rewind. This is the new what's happening right here. It is our job as professionals to pass that baton and let them come in and do what they need to do because things are going to be different. We got our cosmetology instructor in the chat over on Instagram. We got Miss B. Miss B,
Hey,
like,
Miss B.
all right, when a cosmetology instructor coming through for you, you bringing them out, Katiana. All right, they coming through showing you some
Thank
mad
you.
love.
Thank you.
That's what it's all about. Okay.
All
All
love.
right. Okay. So here is our now remember, feel free to answer that question. Do you feel like, what's up, Free Nelly at sbcglobal.net? Do you feel or think that the cosmetology and barber schools and nail tech schools, they should share some of that money they're getting off of them haircuts and let the students get just a little paycheck,
Like the NCAA, the NCAA. Come on now, college basketball. Come on now.
Okay, all right. So let's see. Okay, so let's move on. So here is our next question that we have for you. All right, let me just pull my little thing up right here. All right, so the next one is, now you talked about the tools and breaking things down. Now I'm just gonna talk about my experience right quick, Kati.
Okay.
I hated that kid because it was like the curling irons was like, it was just cheeky. Now I get it. I understand that we're in school and the budget is only so much, but I would have been willing to pay more for my tuition for a better quality of tools that I could use in real life. And then I didn't know what tools to use. That's the other thing. They didn't really navigate us on what type of blow dryer, what brand of flat irons or shears. I mean, when the shear companies came in, the shears were like $400. We're like, dude, I can't afford $400 shears. So here is a video of a person about the tools. So I'm going to play it, and I did a little voiceover to talk about you to share with us your favorite brand of clippers or anything you would recommend, because some people, there are barbers in the chat, as you can see, and just so like, oh, you got those? I'm not familiar with that brand. So any tools that you like, your shears, or maybe something people don't know that's out there. So let me show this video right quick about what tools do you like and would you recommend. Here we go. It's no big secret that attending a barber school is a sizable investment. And with that investment comes a barber kit. But we also know that the barber kit that the school issues doesn't always have the equipment that you need. So the first question is, what other tools do you think a student would need? And then number two, what are your thoughts about those school issued barber kits?
Uh-oh.
All right. Okay.
Come
All right. So
on,
you got some
come
clippers
through.
that you like, a brand like I like these because, and oh,
Okay.
Tell the truth.
Okay. Me personally, like, all right. So
all right. Hold on right
I
quick
still
before you
know.
take it down.
I
All barbers, if y'all like these tools, Say, oh, she know her stuff now. Okay.
Look,
Here we go.
look. So I started off. They gave us a pair of detachable 76s, and they gave us some masters. It's a clipper. But it's an adjustable clipper that you don't know. A detachable, basically you snap off the blade and you put it on, and the adjustable clipper is a lever. So they give you 2 sets of those, and then you get shears. You get also. Those are like the main ones. And then you get like
those little peanut
combs.
liners. Do they give you those little peanut liners?
Yes, we get like liners, but they're not peanut liners. They're actually pretty good. They're like the Andes. They're like the beginning. Like they got a nice.
Everybody's laughing at me, Kati. They said, "Dosha, ain't nobody gonna know." Hey, y'all know I'm from the hood. Leave me alone.
I mean, we gotta start somewhere, right? But yeah, so they give us this. But me personally, I do like adjustables. I got nothing against detachables. Detachables are great and they're amazing. I've seen people use them, instructors use them, and the blends are crazy. The takedown, the debulk is beautiful. But me personally, I found my love of lighter clippers. So I'm kind of a baby on my wrist. So I started off with Babyliss as my first investment. And they're cool. They're not to knock Babyliss or nothing, but it's just not a clipper that I would prefer. So I just had fun testing them out. I would say the JRLs, I would say definitely Wall. Wall, they have like a fade blade on them.
My
like,
daddy used to have wall. I didn't know they still made wall clippers.
Yeah, no,
I'm
those
not a
are
barber.
the original.
I'm learning.
Those are hitters. Everybody loves those.
Well, one of the originals.
And another important thing I would say though too is guards. Make sure you have firm guards if you're going to use guards to cut, because not every guard is true to its length. So like Babyliss, for example, as my instructor, he was giving a demo today, and he was referring to a Babyliss's 0.5 and a Magic Wool clip 0.5. And the 0.5 on the Wool was a lot shorter than the 0.5 on the Babyliss. And those little things are going to differentiate, during your cuts, because they're not going to be true to the number.
Wow.
So it's the little things like that. You got to, you learn what you prefer to cut with, but it's little things like that, like your guards, your clipper comb technique, making sure that you have your technique down pat, things like that, because it really is the barber. It's not the clipper. It's honestly, if you get a procedure down pat, you can do a whole haircut with shears. I've had an instructor do that, and I'm telling you, it's all about the barber.
Cheryl, I want to drop the bomb on that. She said, it ain't the tools, y'all. Okay, it's okay. Let me just drop the bomb on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It ain't the game, it's the player.
It's the player.
Yeah,
Okay.
Now
that's
all about it's how you cut. And
that's out of the mouths of babes. So I keep telling y'all, if you're old, Katiana is saying you either can go right or get left, because we can't make up those excuses.
And us new gen is learning fast, let me tell you.
Okay, new gen is learning fast. All right. We do have a question for you, and this is from Real Roots TV. She says, did they provide a few blades for detachable clippers?
Yes, they did. They gave us actually they gave us quite a few, but we had to purchase a 0, which is important. That's like your bold. And so little things like that. But they gave us our main, basically our 1.5, 2, and then from there we just figured out as we were cutting what we really needed, But like I said, I'm more into adjustables, so okay. I'm not too,
All right. Okay. Now you got some love from one of your classmates. All right. She said, Nathan says, Kati representing LaBarberia. There you go. You know what we saying?
What's up, man?
trying to tell y'all, this industry is not for the lighthearted. Do y'all see how we come together and we unite, we support one another? People say things like, you just, and I want to know what your thoughts about this, because when I told my dad, and Nathan, if you want to drop something in the chat, go right ahead. If you can feel me on this. When I told my dad that I was going to become a cosmetologist, I swear, I gotta find the picture and show y'all. My dad was like this. And so, Cheryl, what are your thoughts? Say something to the people out here, and then Katiana, I want to hear your thoughts too. For people who say like, you going to school to do hair? That ain't no job. That ain't no career.
And let me tell you
Think about this right quick. Let's go ahead. What's up, Esther? Our de facto producer is in the chat. Everybody,
Please
put
and
your
thank
hands
you.
together. Which wrong one? Put your hands together. For Esther T. Jones. What's up? What's up? So Cheryl, what do you say about that?
Well, you already know what I'm gonna say. Chick, my dad said he was in kindergarten. They said, everybody, what you want to be? That Tony. Bam. What do you want to be? Fireman. All right, Sarah. What do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. Okay, boom. Willie Morrow. Barber.
At 5 years old.
Yeah. And so let me just say this. And what the heck? And maybe it's almost like this. Where will your clippers take you? Absolutely. Well, where will your clippers take you? They took him 28 years old, 1,000,000 miles already in the sky. Wow. And so, I mean, it just depends on the dream, and your plan. And I never forget, after high school, I made the decisions that I wanted to go to beauty school, and I went to beauty and barber at the same time. So, I mean, it made sense to us, but yeah, but it is a jobless kind of stigma too,
right? Yeah.
Because it's almost like it's a contractor, but then it's a job. Yeah. It's only what you make it, and okay. I think that is what people are responding to. That ain't a real job.
That ain't no real job. What you doing? Katiana, what was did you get any type of a visceral? Did you have a welcoming response when you told people? Or have you heard like, yeah, that ain't no real job? I mean, you're just a barber.
Like I said, I love to tell people, watch me. Because people love to, say what we can't do. And I love to show them what we can do.
All right. Okay.
All right. With that moving, and with that Afro moving.
All right. Okay. We have another question for you. And again, before she answers this question, which I just cannot find the words to thank you guys so much for supporting this young lady and her dreams. And she is living the dream. Like I said, it's just oozing out of her. Every strand of hair is just coming through the screen like you would not believe. But Weekday is in the chat, and she's saying it is time for you guys to do this right here. So Cheryl is saying, take a few moments out to help change the narrative about what people have to say about their barber school experience. Here we go, guys. All right, so we have Kati representing the LaBarberia Institute of Hair located in Mayfield Heights, Ohio. Make sure you drive over there and check her out. It will be worth the drive, I promise you. But we have another question from Twins, J07, and they would like to know, are there any networking opportunities for barber students where you guys get to, network and, meet people in the industry and that kind? I think that's what you're talking about, Twins. If not, feel free to clarify that, but just meeting other professionals and people in the industry.
Absolutely. And in this industry, you're going to learn real quick. And in a lot of industries, it's sometimes not about what you know, it's about who you know. Oh. And in this industry specifically, it's about who you know sometimes. And I've met some pretty great barbers that have not only graduated from LaBarberia, some that just have connections with Laura and things like that, and that came and done demos, things like that have just represented themselves and their journey and gave us advice of years of their experience and how it's changed throughout generations and what's to come. And sometimes you even get opportunities of them wanting to give you an opportunity to check out their shop and a lot of things like that. If you put yourself in a position to allow others to welcome you and greet you and show your passion into this industry, they don't have no problem giving you whatever you want to know, because in this industry it's all about growing, and
Wow.
we need to keep growing, and they want to see you grow, because at the end of the day they want to learn from you. They know we're coming up as well,
I will close down my salon and open up a barbershop and call it Cotton.
All right, okay.
I don't know about y'all. But I will close down RDT Hair Salon and open up a barbershop and call it Cotty Cuts, because she is kicking the ballistics tonight. I want you guys to please follow this young lady. They're asking for your Instagram handle. So I'm going to take a quick moment and put it up here. Now, remember, she's new. So she needs the fellowship, the support. And she's at k.sa.n on Instagram. Okay.
Yep. I appreciate all the love.
Yes, and her name is Katiana Santana. Okay, but it's k.sa.n on Instagram, and she does some wonderful work. And we're going to move on over to our next question. All right, so I got it all organized here. All right, so now that we talked about some tools, now let's get a little bit more into the school. Now we're going to get into the school, because this is all about your barber school experience. Now we want to know some do's and don'ts. Here go the stuff, because people come in, like we have a documentary here on YouTube. It's called The Narrative, and my nephew, who works over at oh shoot, the name just escaped me, but his name is Bob. Okay, and so Major League Barbershop, and so he talked about some habits that people bring from the kitchen or the basement to the barbershop. So here we want to talk about some do's and some don'ts, and then Cheryl, I also want you to kind of add a little bit into that. Okay, so again, what are some do's and don'ts, and here's this man's perspective on it. Here we go.
Biggest mistake beginner barbers make is they try to make small talk with every single new client that sits in their chair. Don't do it. Just shut the hell up, and for every first-time client that sits in your barbershop, always ask these 3 questions, and you will keep their business forever no matter what you charge. Question number 1, what made you decide to look for a new barber? Now this one is simple, because whatever reason they left their old barber for, don't make that same mistake. Question number 2, what made you decide to book with me? Ask them this question, they'll tell you exactly what they liked about you as a barber. That way you know exactly what the client wants from you and what is working in your marketing. Question number 3, what is the one thing that very few barbers can get right that completely irks you? Whatever they answer with, whether it's barbers cut the hair too short, they take the fade too high, or really whatever it is, you have all the information on what you need to perfect on the haircut that no other barber has been. Biggest mistake.
Whoops. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So Cheryl, what he said was one of the biggest mistakes that these barber students, when y'all in these schools, okay, in his opinion, and again, welcome. We are 70 episodes in. You're on Planet Poodle Pseudo, and we're with Miss Kati of LaBarberia Institute of Hair, and we're talking about her barber school experience. So he says, number 1, the students, like, they just, that small talk, shutting up, okay? Instead, he wants you to ask the question, why a new barber? Number 2, why me? Why'd you pick me? And number 3, what's your pet peeve? Cheryl, what ye say to that?
I hate coaches. Oh, fucking God.
Let me get Cheryl a haircut. Cheryl say she don't like them coaches.
Come on with some obvious ass
Right.
shit.
Okay.
And come up with some obvious shit and be like it's profound. And let me just say this. There are some things that and it's so funny, because most students that I run into, they don't talk enough. And it's not the fact that you are chatty patty. You know what I mean? Excuse me. But I don't know about the number 1.
Okay. All right. So Cheryl said, and we're gonna hear from Kati and see what she has to say. But Cheryl says,
what you think? What do you think, Kati?
I'll agree. The number 1 was questionable. Number 1 was questionable.
All right.
But I do feel like you should greet every client kind of like they're your only client in a way. Like, make them feel very special. Like, the little things, like show interest into their day if they feel like talking about it, like their name, always remember their name. Little things like that are very important.
Come
I
on.
feel like he was a little rough, like I like in that video, like he was a little bit more like kind of like knocking other barbers, and I'm not really with that. I'm more so like, what can I do today to make your experience, out
Wow.
here?
Come on, y'all. Come on.
Yeah.
They kicking the
Yeah.
knowledge. What's up, Mark from Whatnot over on Instagram? We are again so happy to have you guys join us. So she say, I don't you're not feeling the anti-small talk.
Yeah.
Chat, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about asking questions about why did you choose me, and why did you leave your old barber? What about those types of questions? Do you ask those types of questions?
I'm gonna say something after Kati gets done.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you can ask that, like if they like express that they had a cut that they didn't like or things like that. But I feel like you shouldn't be like searching for it, like, oh, like what was wrong. Sometimes people just want a haircut, like, you'd be surprised. They just want the experience, and they just want someone to talk to
Did you
sometimes.
hear that? Experience. She
Yes.
keeps saying experience.
Yes, it's all about the experience. It
All right.
really is.
Okay.
Right. And it's so funny because he told your ass to shut up, and then the next one to talk.
He said, forget the small talk. What are some other do's and don'ts? Like, if you're gonna go to barber school, please do this, but don't do that. Like, because there's some people in here that wants to go, and some people need to go back. Ain't that right, Yate? Like, I know some barbers that take their asses back.
And wait a minute. And at the end of the day, I'm not interested basically in what somebody else did. And because you can basically say, what would you like me to do?
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily have to get into all of that, because I'm sure once we build that trust gap and we close it, right, and then you become, because he's a customer if he or she is the first time. When they become a client, that is when they are recurring, they trust you, they start knowing their wife's name or their husband's name, their father's name, and then you start getting referrals from the whole freaking family. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, that is, you want to build a rapport and not shut up or be interested in what the other barber. It's not about the other barber, and the fact is, that's how we build industry trust with our peers. We don't talk about each other.
All right. Okay, so Kati said, watch out with that asking about those old barbers. Just focus on the experience. We have a couple of questions, but before I get to those questions, give me some other do's and don'ts for people who want to go to barber school. Like, please do this, don't do that. Like,
don't be a smelly barber. Okay? No, that takes you a long way. Believe it or not, that is very, very important, and it will keep somebody from coming back in your chair. I'll tell you that.
I love it. Welcome to the 70th episode. Cheryl said, raise your hand if you're sure. And Kati said, you cannot be stinky because
your body.
Yes.
Make sure you got your underarms exposed.
Some gum, a mint.
But what about like people? The new thing is the weed, right? So everybody wants to smell. So what do you think about people smelling like weed? And like some people smoke and they may become nose blind. Our weed heads and our cigarettes.
Wait. Did you say nose blind?
When they just can't smell, because anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about. Some people just don't smell themselves. So, I mean, Kati said no excuses.
Nose blind? Oh, you're killing me with that one.
Okay, you're killing me, Smalls. Okay, so one said, do be mindful of your body odor, because that's a no-no. Okay, what else? Do's and don'ts.
Be a clean barber. What I mean by that is take pride into cleaning and oiling your clippers and using your barber side and taking a minute. Believe it or not, people pay attention to if you spray down and you wash your hands mid through a cut. Be clean. Wipe down your chair. you know, in between, you know, our next customer.
Go ahead, go.
She killing
Absolutely,
it.
though.
She killing it. She
It's
killing it.
those things like that I take pride in, because I can see a great cut, but I can see a great experience and a great barber much more than I can see just a great cut. You know,
All
like
right.
I rather see
Okay,
you
so
do everything else and then the
All right.
cut
hygiene,
follows.
your hygiene.
Absolutely.
See how he didn't hit any of that. You know what I mean? It's all of that.
All right. Okay. I see my homegirl. My okay, I'm sorry. My homegirl Kathleen. I see you both. Now put
Hey,
your
that's
hands together
you.
for
That's my
Kathleen and
girl.
Katiana. All right, now Kathleen coming through. All right, okay. So we got some other. So do make sure you, hey guys, you got to get your BO
Yes.
together. She says, you
Sanitization is key.
cleanliness is next to godliness. And so Miss Frida said, facts. All right. Esther says the weed smell is the worst. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So and another do's and don't, like, please, guys. If you're in barber school, yeah, you got to do this or don't do that.
Okay. What I would say another do is take pride in being a positive outlet for your clients. You know, professionalism and showing interest into your client and customer. You know, you never know what somebody is experiencing, and you know, outside of there. So just always think to be that little good in somebody's day. You know, and
Okay.
and just leave that mark,
All
because
right.
that takes you a long way.
Speaking of leave that mark, Real Ruth says leave that mark and hit that thumbs up, that heart button, because would you guys agree that she is doing a phenomenal job? I mean, you are just knocking this interview out the park.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I think I might go up there and get my undercut by her. I had to make me an
Thank you.
appointment. I'll pop up in there. I'm gonna let it grow out good too, so I can go live. I ain't I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right. Okay. Okay. So now here's another one. Okay. Now this the one that I know y'all ain't gonna like this question, but I gotta ask it. Look at Cheryl. Come on, Naki Lolo. And the question is always, why are haircuts so expensive? Back in the day, you could get a haircut for $20. These barbers then lost their rabbit minds. Okay. So this video right here is about how much should barber charge for various services, and I want to know what you know about the prices. So here's a video right here right now about how much should they charge, or could you make, and all that good stuff. Here we go.
This is how I made $1,000 in one day as a barber. Let's get straight to it. Starting at 7 a.m., Nolan paid $90. My boy Danny paid $66. First time cutting Justin, he paid $70. Then my favorite twins paid $42 each. My brother David paid $78. Squeezed in a walk-in for $35. My boy Joseph paid $84. My new client paid $50. Design for Naveen was $66. King and Dre were both $40 each. Time for after hours, Amato paid $62 and $82. I finished up late with a house call for $130. I thank God and all my clients for another blessed day. We'll see y'all on the next one.
All right, so he shouted out some pretty hefty. Some of them were not, depending on who the person is. But what are your thoughts about the value of a haircut? I know every state is different, every location is different, so I'm not asking you to cookie cut an actual price per se. But what are your thoughts about people saying that these barbers right now, you guys are just a little bit out of your league, a little extra with these prices for these haircuts? Like, maybe you could talk about what makes a haircut quote unquote expensive or affordable, or what type of things that can cause that service to go up. Why would a barber charge more for certain types of things?
Well, first, to go back on, that goes back on to the quality experience and what you are willing to offer, and what are you doing differently than the person beside you that is making people want to pay, that keep on coming back to you and have no problem with your price. Because some people say it's too high, but then you have others that say that's it. Like, you're always gonna have people who agree to disagree. And I feel like once you have mastered your craft per se, you already know, okay, I'm here at this level, I know what I should be receiving with my cuts, then you raise your standard. And I feel like everything in life evolves and grows, and I feel like you're entitled to do that. If as a barber you feel like your worth has went up and you would like to charge a higher significant price than you used to charge, if your clients are really gonna be your clients, they're gonna pay you regardless of what you're charging. It all depends on what you are trying to achieve, what crowd you are trying to
Bring in
attract,
service.
and
Okay.
all those things.
All right. So we
That's a
have our
factor.
clock. All right. We have what's up, Miss? What's up, our clock? I see you. I see you, Ola. This video is so timely. She was actually going to talk to her son about starting barber school tomorrow, and she's going to show him this life. Didn't I tell you that was going to happen? I
Perfect.
told her. I said, "Yeah, you're going to be an inspiration to someone." Here is the first question before we kind of got clipped there. So they want to know. This is Esther. This is our de facto host. As a matter of fact, she's the reason why you're on here. This was one of our supporters who suggested that Cheryl and I open up this platform and bring in different people so that we can really enrich the experience of what we're doing in our industry. So again, please hit that thumbs up button if you're liking this content. And her question is, what has been your favorite experience behind the chair so far while you're in school?
My favorite experience would be being able to give a full service. Like I've done a color, a cut, facial, all in one, and just being able to see the before and afters is just amazing to see the transformation you actually have on people when you turn them in that mirror and you see nothing but a smile. Like that feeling is why I do this, why I do what I do. Like I honestly love the aftermath of the cut and whatever service is being given. I love it. I love to make somebody feel 10 times better than when they walked in.
All right, Cheryl, you was gonna say what? You was feeling that, like getting a laugh for Jesus on that one.
And because she's into makeovers, which a lot of barbers and or barber stylists don't specialize in. But let me go back to the young man that made $1,032.
Yeah, wow.
I guarantee you he started at 9:00 that morning.
Mm-hmm.
He ended at 11:35 at night. That's about 15 hours. And you divide that by 14 hours.
How much was that? Let me do the math right quick. Be quiet. Be quiet, Esther. Don't be laughing at me. How much? Shut up, you. I tell you, I got to get calculator. I'm here. I got blonde in my hair. What's how much he made?
Okay, so he made it. What was 1,035?
Okay, 1,035.
Okay, and it was 14 hours. It's 14-hour day.
Of course, okay. I don't know. Okay, 1,035. Okay, divided by 14 hours. So he's at 73.
He's at $73 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you know that in terms of us teaching business, and this is what the apprentice is for, right? $73 an hour in 14 hours. I'd rather you make $114 an hour, which means cut that by half. So 8 hours. Because I know that most barbers tend to do 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 years. Your risk, that's not sustainable type of hours, right? And so when we prepare our young people, we want them to cut it to a decent, healthy, right, time to where you can lunch break and all of that, so you can make, let's say $700 a day. I think it's sustainable, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if you want to make that extra $650, teach you how to sell and teach you how to talk your way into an extra $500 or $600 instead of using your wrist, because that is not sustainable. Just and just in his
Okay.
hours. You know what I mean?
All
And
right, so something to think about, Cheryl is saying. Think about the longevity. What's up, Mr. Tisdale? I see you. The big picture is also over here on Instagram. You're getting mad love on Instagram. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And so the second, oh, by the way, Wike says you are the bomb. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So the second question is, what is the most valuable thing you've learned in school? Oh, through a service. Oh, she kind of answered that one. Okay, that was through a service. Okay. Now one of the things, can you just kind of backtrack a little bit? You talked about that particular service where you did the hair color and you did the facials. So a lot of people may not be aware that barbers do coloring and chemical services. So share with them some other things that barbers do that people probably didn't know. Oh, I didn't know barbers colored hair and all this other stuff.
You'd be surprised how many women walk into a barber shop. You know, nowadays it's so diverse. You have all types of cultures wanting all different types of exotic things. And in this industry, I feel like if you put a cap on yourself, you're gonna be limited to that cap. But if you pop that cap open, you're able to do what cosmetologists do. You're able to do a mixture of everything. It's more than just cutting men's hair, being a barber. There's so much more to that.
Much more. So yeah, so we think of this as a male dominated, field. It's full of men, but she's sharing with you, not only is that not true for the technicians who do the work, but the clientele is not just men and their sons and their nephews. It's some of everything and everybody from all walks of life from around the world. Kathleen says she's such an honor to share a booth with, and you truly try to lift everyone up. So she's got some bona fides. When people come through and co-sign with what you're saying, and this girl is definitely the truth. We have another question. Well, they getting their Katsi work, baby. So the next question is, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? That's a good one. Okay.
You ready?
Very ready.
The next 3 to 5 years. I'm a firm believer in my purpose, and what's gonna be is gonna be. But I see myself, honestly, I love this industry so much. I see myself perfecting my craft as much as I possibly can these next few years of my life. And then I would love to eventually even be an instructor, maybe give back what I've learned to others,
Everybody's like screaming. She wants to go ahead on and pay it forward.
Yes. I want to be the best I can be and give that to others.
Love to learn.
Yes.
That is totally awesome. Now, speaking of learning, so Cheryl and I, you know how much we love to learn here. And so we're working on a concept here. And I was sharing this with Katiana. And we want you guys to just give us some feedback. It's a concept here. And I called Cheryl up the other day. I said, Cheryl, I got this ideal, for the industry where we could, because the industry, people just kind of feeling like it's just not what it used to be. We got to do some things, whatever, cashmere sweater. And so I was thinking about putting together like a set. Check this out, Yate. I already ran it by Kati, right? Where we had a set. I want to take my salon, put a DJ in there, right? And then we're going to have a tool, right? And we're going to have some technology. So it's going to be called the industry. And it's tools and technology. So we'll highlight a tool and we'll highlight some technology. Now, the tech could be anything, right, Cheryl? Cheryl said it could be discotheque. What else, Cheryl?
Discotheque. It can be full tech. Okay, it can be blade tech, scissor tech, bow tech,
biotech,
biotech.
You name it. All right. And so we're gonna put some mannequins, like just put them up in there, right?
Tech.
And you could just try try out the technology, right? We got the QR codes. We're not trying to sell you anything. We got the music. We're going to have some food, like some vegan, like real good, healthy food, because we're not going to have Dr. Joy. Like, I know Dosha ain't in there serving y'all no dang on fried chicken wings. I'm not going to do that, okay? Because we got to level it up. You just heard what the young lady said. That's the future in the chat. I mean, our guest saying, hey, we got to level it up. And we just chill and we just network and we just relax, listen to some music, have a DJ. The last Sunday of every month. Here is the concept. Cheryl put it together. Y'all check it out. Let me know what y'all think. Let me move her banner out the way right quick. Hold on. So there it is. Techno, K-N-O-W. What y'all think about that? It's called the Industry Fête du Jour. Okay. If you speak French, drop in the chat. Translate Fête du Jour. Okay. Salon and Tools Tech Set. And that's exactly what we're going to do the last Sunday of every month. And it's just a chill spot. We're not selling you anything. There's nothing for sale. Just come and chill and be amongst each other and learn the latest technology or tool. You can try it. So we already got Rev Air said, yeah, if you never tried the Rev Air, you never see reverse air technology, come on and learn about it. Okay. We're going to ask JR, could he come in and talk about some more about those apps? So it's time to do some fun stuff. So share with them, Kati, your thoughts about this ideal of an industry set. And this is the fête du jour. I don't speak French. And then also salon tools and tech set. What did you think about that idea?
I think this is a great way to bring us together. We all have something in common. We're all artists. And I feel like we should all come together, network, express our diversity.
That's right.
Introduce the new upcoming gen, welcome us in, allow us to welcome you guys in as well. And like I said, let's get it. Let's keep going up. Let's
do it. That's right. You got beauty under one roof representing baby in Texas. And she says, do it. So thank you guys so much. So let's see what the chat has to say about techno. That's right. The industry fête du jour. If you speak French, I knew Esther was going to come through. She said, party festival of the day. Did you see that, Cheryl? See what I'm talking about? Holla at your girl. Holla at your girl. Esther,
wait a minute. Did y'all notice one thing? Y'all know that the power button by the DJ had an Afro cone stuck in?
Hold on.
We're getting ignorant up in here. I'm telling y'all, this gonna be the new thing right here. This the new what's happening.
That's how we gonna get together.
It's called the Fête du Jour. Okay, you can come on in, and it's free. It ain't gonna cost no money. I'm telling you, we're gonna have some nice, healthy snacks. My cousin's gonna be there with some custom, beer that he makes with some wine and some water. Maybe you don't even drink, and just walk around. The DJ gonna be spinning, and no chairs, just hang out, couple of hours, try the technology out. Like she said, just fellowship amongst each other, and that's how it's going down. The Industry Fête du Jour is going to be happening the last Sunday every month at RDT Hair Salon, 4 to 6 p.m. in partnership with Beauty Under One Roof, who said do it. By the way, this is brought to you by the Beauty and Barber Collective. In case you're wondering, well, who's putting this thing on? It is the Barber and Beauty Collective. They reached out to me to be a part of it, and I said sure. And so this is their ideal, so I don't take ownership of this, but you can use my salon for the Fête du Jour, okay? And so if you come here, you can learn more about the Beauty and Barber Collective, but we're not here to try to push any of that either. It's just all about coming together, Fête du Jour and for salon tools and tech set. All right. Okay. Our last question, we're going to let you get up out of here, and we would be remiss. All right. If we did not ask you, who inspires you? Do you have a favorite barber, maybe an instructor, maybe your mom, your dad, your uncle? Who inspires your career to be the Kati? Who is the Kati the barber? Who's your inspiration?
I would say I have multiple inspirations.
That's fine.
But,
Shout them out. Go ahead.
But a main factor why I'm so driven is my mother. My mother was in this industry years back while I was growing up, and I never showed interest in it, and she never like put it on to me. But as years went on, and now I understand her hunger and her now I look at it in a different lighting, and I just love how hungry she always was to strive to be better, regardless of what the naysayers said. She kept to herself and proved everyone wrong, and proved herself that she could do things that she never thought she was possible of doing. And now that she no longer does that, I'm the next one, and I love that.
That's right.
All right,
That's
all
all
right.
to me.
Everybody, put them hand clap emojis together for
Thank
Kati's
you.
mom. All right, that is
Yeah.
just absolutely wonderful. When you honor your mom,
Yes.
that's a
Second
beautiful thing.
generation female barber.
You look
Yes.
at
Say it
that.
again. Say it again.
Man,
And we have Christian Martlin is in the chat saying, "I'm so glad the world." Did you see this? I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad the world gets to witness your greatness. Live
Shout
in
out
your
too.
energy. That's
Love you,
absolutely
love you
that
guys.
is just totally absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you guys, this young lady is bringing a lot of love, a lot of positivity, great energy into the chat. Here's another one. One of the purest people I know. Love you, Key the Goat. I'm listening at these names. Key
low
the Goat.
key.
Good Lord.
Love you.
Key the Goat. Okay. I mean, I'm just loving it. Nathan says, what do y'all say, Kati? A small group of you guys. Yes, come on. We can even set something up and do something. You know, we could talk. Kati's got my number. We can make something special happen. But this is what it's all about. You know, is that we just want to, because you know, it's not so much that people say we don't get together. It's just time, and we ain't gotta have no motives. You know, it's always what product it's enough of that. Okay, we got enough hair shows to go to. Let's just do us. It's like FUBU, you know, for us, by us. Okay, so yes, we would welcome the students. You guys come on, and we could do something. Y'all come up with something special. I'm all in. But again, what we're talking about, just in case you just clicked in, we're talking about this is put together again by the Barber and Beauty Collective. They reached out to me and asked me that I want to be a part of it, and it's called the Industry Fête du Jour. And Esther just shared with you guys is celebration of the day, okay? Festivities of the day. And it's the industry salon tools and tech set. And we're going to feature a couple of tools, and tech can mean anything. Cheryl, tell them what tech means. Just give them a couple of ideas.
Man, FinTech, MedTech, Botech, man, Biotech. You know what I mean? Just get into
disco tech, techno music.
Techno music, dance music, house music. It's, man, it goes on and on.
You don't know what techno means. You might come in and say techno. So notice it says tech, K-N-O-W. And so this is what it's all about. It's for the barber and beauty professionals. You can bring your customers, come on, and let them see how you get down to it. We're going to be pumping that up. Sure, maybe you can make us a cool little reel for that. Make it real sexy. Like you guys need to come to this.
We gotta make it sexy. We do.
Yeah, sure. I don't do video. Cheryl does all of that stuff, by the way. And then last but not least, also before you guys hop up out of here, the Reverence Design team is always proud to partner with our fellow, people in the community, such as Cleveland Clinic. They've reached out to us to be a part of their Women's Health Challenge, where you get to come and get register and sign up to get all types of free medical screenings. We're talking about pap smears, breast exams, you name it. It's going to be 100% free, no questions asked. Also mental health, which is where of course I'm going to be a part of that. It is free for the public. We're going to put this up right here on our page, on all of our social media platforms. We'll leave it up. You register, it's free. It's on January the 20th. All right, it is not Inauguration Day, it's Women's Health Challenge Day. Now I'm sorry, I'm hating, Cheryl. I'm hating on Inauguration Day. Y'all pray for me. But if you're not gonna watch the inauguration,
ain't nobody watching that shit.
I didn't want to go there. If you want an alternative to the inauguration, come rock it out with the Reverence Design team, and you got all of the Divine Nine is supporting this event. Well, the ladies of the Divine Nine is supporting this event. And again, it's brought to you by Cleveland Clinic, and you guys know that is one of the world's premier medical institutions. I don't have the insurance; I can't afford to go to Cleveland Clinic. But anywho, I digress. So Cheryl, anything before we have Kati out of here? Kati, you're gonna get the last say. So maybe you have a saying or quote, or you want to let people know what days you're there. They can come, whatever. Shout yourself out.
Yeah.
But Cheryl, what do you have to say about the barber school experience and the future barbers of the world?
You know,
If you
I was thinking, you know, when you ask us who inspires you, and I'm so glad that you did say your mom, but more than that, she's a barber, and because barber and stylist do not get to understand the rich heritage of the great hairstylists and barbers who have come before you. And one of the beauty and barber collective's job will be to preserve the artistry, and so you will know that some of the greatest hands that have ever done and created anything in this country were barbers and hairstylists, and that you could look to them to follow in their footsteps, because you come from great, I mean, absolute, some of the greatest barbers, Pierre Toussaint, Herndon. I mean, there is countless stylists, Art Dighton, Thomas Hayden. You know, that's who you are, and your mother is also one of the greats. And so to have those, and I'm just glad it just felt real good and to be able to talk to. So you're almost you're an heir, and just do well with that privilege. And congratulations again.
thank you,
Yes,
thank you so
yes,
much.
yes. All right, okay.
This was
Before we close out, I just want to say, for real, my heart is like really full. I knew the moment that you responded and I got a chance to hear your voice. I told you off the rip that I was honored before I didn't even know who she was, Michelle.
She
I
called
didn't.
me up and said, "We got her." Oh
I
my
said,
God.
I said, oh my gosh, this young lady is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so you have truly honored and graced us with the energy. Is like infectious, it's contagious, and I'm sure you have most certainly inspired. You are an inspiration to me, and so you will have the support of the Afro Hair Science, Cheryl Morrow personally, and Ladosha Wright, whatever you need. You have our number, my number, and you say and you know what they say when you get froggish, baby, we gonna chop. You got that?
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, okay. So any last words that you want to say about yourself, the career, whatever you want to share with us, but for sure let us know where you're at in the school in case we want to comment and get some services by you, because we can leave how big a tip we want to. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much. That's the first thing I want to say. I appreciate you guys for having me on here. It was an honor. Thank you for taking the time out to reach out and get a hold of me, because I've been trying to, Laura had told me about you one day when I asked about my textured hair, and she said you were the queen. And ever since then, I've been intrigued to finally get to meet you myself. So I'm very grateful. Thank you. All I would like to say is, if you guys are interested into joining this profession, just make sure that the same way you started, the same way you end it. Never start nothing and never finish it. Stay confident in yourself, believe in yourself, and just keep on doing you. Be great.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys, we're going to be back next week. We'll have another student. We may split them up and put a couple of students on here. Oh, Cheryl said, wait a minute. I saw you, Cheryl. Cheryl said, do not leave up out of here. Cheryl says, do this. Right. I hear you, Weekay. Weekay is like, you better do it before I get up. I hear you, Weekay. Here we go, Weekay. Here we go.
Don't put me on. Don't put me on.
All right.
Don't
Okay.
put me
So
on.
I'm gonna give me a real. Sorry, Esther. Esther, I would do better than that.
Bye, guys.
Esther, like, get that fool off of that. Sorry, Esther. Okay, all right. So I think that's it. Sure, just go on and pray for me. All right, just go on and pray for me, y'all. Look at Esther, bless her heart. Be quiet, Esther. Leave me alone.
Thank
Okay,
you guys.
all right. So thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. You know what we say when we're signing out, right? We're always talking about good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. And please go check out Kati at LaBarberia Institute of Hair. Thank you guys. All right, so very much. Oh, where my thing at? So don't laugh at me, Esther. I got it. I got it, Esther. Bam, right there. There it is.
Welcome to Planet Pluto Shoot.